Whenever I go through that in Quran, I've always wondered that why the sin of taking somebody's life mentioned with these other sins, because I feel all of them are like moral lessons for us, being nice to the parents, spending in the way of Allah, all these are related. But taking somebody's life is far greater sin, in my opinion. So that to be mentioned with these sins, I don't understand the hikmah behind it.
What I would say is that, it can happen sometimes that, in our opinion, some sins might appear bigger than others. One of the points of reading the Quran and trying to understand is to know what the Almighty is telling us in His supreme wisdom. Some people might struggle in understanding why, for instance, shirk is the biggest sin. But when you keep thinking about it, you get a feeling that it indeed is a serious matter. About sin, you see, there are two aspects that one should not forget. One is the worldly consequences of a sin. So, obviously, if you look at the worldly consequences of murder, a person gets killed. The worldly consequences of shirk, zero, apparently. I mean, a person is going to his whatever place of worship and bowing down before idols. So nobody is harmed. That is not the Almighty's criteria. The Almighty's criterion is different. He has given us our intellect, our nature. He knows what He has given us to make our personality. And He expects us to employ the abilities that He has given us in a proper way. And He tells us over and over again that the people who do wrong knowingly, they are zalamu anfusahum. They're harming their own souls. So keep thinking about it. Honestly, it could turn out sometimes that a person has killed somebody else. I'm not trying to plead the case for killing others, may sometimes turn out to be lesser evil given the way it was done compared to somebody who is committing frauds, over and over again. I think we should try to adjust ourselves to the understanding of the divine wisdom that has been given to us in the Quran. We may have our preferences, but then when we are told that, they're all sins that the Almighty despises, and it all depends on your circumstances, the way you are going through a certain act, and so on. So that's what we expect from the guidance of the Almighty, that we have a certain understanding, but we also know that His understanding is the right one, spot on. And we try to adjust our understanding with what the Almighty has informed us. Otherwise, we know that in the modern world, you know, the three most significant sins from amongst these 10 that have been spelled out in other passages of the Quran are shirk, murder, and zina. The modern world does not recognize the first and the third as sins, as anything wrong. Only the second one is acknowledged as wrong. That is what the light of the Almighty's message is telling us. Your understanding and knowledge is limited. The Almighty is telling us, I am telling you that the first and the third are equally evil, equally bad, and adjust your understanding accordingly.
Sorry, just one more thing. Also, because I've asked this question, also because there is a punishment for someone who takes lives, but there's no punishment if you're rude to your parents. So there's also that factor of punishment, that other
You
sins are not punishable over here in this world.
Yeah, you see, the scheme of the Almighty's message regarding punishments is different. I mean, though there is no punishment for shirk, If somebody is worshipping a deity other than God, well, you can't punish him. You will invite him. A person says that I don't believe in the Quran, I reject it. You can't punish him. So the punishments, the clear punishments are only for five crimes. Other than that, the Almighty has left it to the discretion of the people who are running the affairs of a certain society to decide whether a certain offense is punishable or not. But He doesn't want the matters that have got to do with religious decisions, like shirk, to be punishable. So committing frauds can be punishable, should be punished. Obviously, speculating you can't punish. Being arrogant, unless it this arrogance is converted into some kind of an offense which is punishable, it will not be punished. So punishment is different. It is not something that actually defines the enormity of a certain sin. It's only that the Almighty has done it for the sake of maintaining discipline in a society.